Now throw in the vice presidential nomination of the Libertarian Party. None of you even knew me months before I ran. Nobody gave me a shot in the world. And yet I wound up becoming your vice presidential nominee. I was relentless. It applies to almost everything you do in life. Ladies and gentlemen, I give speeches, I give media interviews all over the country where I always say I can't stand lawyers. How many in this room are lawyers? Any lawyers in here? I always say I can't stand lawyers. All right. I always say lawyers are at the root of all the problems in our society. We let them be the legislators who make the laws that put them in favor of lawyers. It's a conflict of interest. Lawyers are the problem. If you remove it from health care, you'd solve a large portion of your health care crisis in this country. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Guess what good salesmanship does for you? If you drive to Vegas nowadays, you'll see billboards on every inch of the highway with my face on it. I'm the spokesman for the biggest law firm in Nevada. And if you turn on the TV set at any hour of the day and you put on a judge show like Judge Judy, guess what you'll see? My ads to call Nevada Lawyers Group. Ladies and gentlemen, everywhere you look, Wayne Root represents lawyers. Everywhere I go now, more people know me in Las Vegas than anything I've ever done in my life. They all assume I'm an attorney. I'm the only non-attorney in the state of Nevada who's a spokesman for a law firm. You know how it happened? I went to dinner, and at the dinner I was introduced to a lawyer. And the lawyer and I started talking, and I started telling him, you guys are so bad at sales. Lawyers stink at sales. I've seen your ads, I've seen your billboard, they're terrible. And I hate lawyers, but I'll bet I could sell you better than you could sell you. True story. And so he said, well, do you have some proposal for me? I said, yeah, I'll try it out for 3 months. I'll be your spokesman for 3 months. And at the end of 3 months, for free, I don't want a dime. If it works, you'll give me a contract. We tried it. This is our 3rd year of doing it, and my ads are all over town. That's how you sell, ladies and gentlemen. So, sales has a way of working out. So as I close today, I don't want to keep you too long. I want to jump here to what I think is probably something everyone in the world, not just libertarians, everyone needs to understand. We have heard for 39 years, I think kind of like a battered spouse, that we're no good, that we can't win, that all we can ever get is a 0.5% of the vote. All the experts say third parties can't win on a national basis. I want to read you some of the great quotes from critics and experts that I have ever found, because I've been compiling this list for about 20 years now. So I want you to listen to these quotes. 1929, this is why you can't listen to experts, ladies and gentlemen. 1929, stocks have reached what looks like a permanently high plateau. Who said it? Irving Fisher, America's leading economist, 9 days before the stock market crash. 1911, airplanes are interesting toys, but of no military value. Who said it? Marshal Ferdinand, the commander of French military forces in World War I. Now, of course, what we found through the years is that it's the French military that has no military value. 1876, this device has too many shortcomings to be seriously considered as a means of communication. This device is of inherently no value to us. Who said it? A Western Union executive speaking to Alexander Graham Bell about the telephone. 1977. There's no reason why anyone would want a computer in their home. Who said it? You're going to love this one. Ken Olson, the founder of the Digital Equipment Corporation, at a meeting of the World Future Society. Okay? This is what experts know about things, ladies and gentlemen. 1967. Man will never reach the moon regardless of all future scientific advances. Of course, we reached the moon in 1969, 2 years later. Who said it? Dr. Lee DeForester, a famous and respected scientist, 2 years before we landed on the moon. Here's a great one, 1968. This is Al Gore's mentor. In 1968, he said, the battle to feed humanity is over. He wrote in his famous 1968 bestseller called The Population Bomb, in the 1970s and 1980s, hundreds of millions of Americans will starve to death in spite of any crash program embarked upon now. There will only be 30 million people left in America if it survives by 1990. Paul Ehrlich, biologist and scientist and mentor to Al Gore. No wonder we have global warming at this moment. All right. 1972. The current craze for bottled water is lunatic asylum thinking. It will fade away as quickly as it came. Who said it? Dr. Abel Woolman, professor at Johns Hopkins University, known as America's leading authority on water. I guess he didn't buy any Elliott stock. 1928. There will never again be a Negro boxing champion, certainly not in our lifetimes. Well, he was right about that one, huh? Who said it? A boxing expert after heavyweight champ Jack Johnson was finally beaten by a white challenger. How about this group? Focus group said, this man will never succeed in acting. He reminds us of a Nazi. When we watch him, all we think about is Hitler and Nazi Germany. He makes us sick to our stomachs. They said that about a young actor named Arnold Schwarzenegger. How about this one? 1940. The United States will not be a threat to us for decades. At the earliest, 1980. Who said it? Adolf Hitler in 1940. And finally, I think the best one of all. In 1899, this expert said, everything that can be invented has already been invented. And it was the United States Commissioner of Patents. Ladies and gentlemen, who cares what critics say? Who cares what political experts say? Who cares what anyone says about a third party not being able to win? You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to listen to yourself. Ask Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. Ask the Boston Red Sox. Ask anyone who's ever been told they can't win, they're a loser, they have no chance. We are in the right time. We are in the right place. This is the greatest moment in history to be a libertarian. I hope I will be your national chairman moving forward, because what this party needs is a chief salesman, a chief spokesman, and a chief rainmaker, and I want the job. God bless you.